everybody, and welcome to the 9th update of Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport. Have an interesting update here. I know I did one of these quite recently, but had something I wanted to showcase, and I'll appear later on in this update. But I'll make sure to get out some of the other airports like Fresno. I know I haven't done one of those in a while, so I'll make sure to get a Fresno update out pretty soon. But we'll start this update here at Gate 2 with this American Eagle E145. This one came in from Chicago O'Hare, the second of the twice daily flights in from Chicago O'Hare on Envoy Air. So, of course, this is the a night update again. So this one just arrived in, just pulled into its gate, and is now getting the bags loaded off after it arrived in from Chicago O'Hare at 10:44 p.m. All these flights are from the evening on Friday, June 17th, so that's the time frame for this one. And so this is the second Envoy Air flight in from Chicago O'Hare, but not the second flight in from Chicago O'Hare on American Eagle on this day. It kind of just spoiled the special event that happened here, but we'll get back to that aircraft last. But still, American continuing strong here at this service. You know, this one's been consistent throughout the entire Kalamazoo updates. So, of course, this one in Delta service has basically just been the same. But you know, the last update I said American Eagle was normally the boring airline, and they were the more interesting movement in the last update. Well, American really wanted to shut me up, so we'll get back to that aircraft in a little bit. But before we do, of course, we have to hit on this Delta connection, CRJ 200, operated by Endeavor Air. Of course, this one came in from Detroit Metro. This is the last of their 3 daily flights to Detroit on Delta connection. And this one just resting here. Already did its last flight of the day, and will be staying overnight and heading back out to Detroit in the morning. So, of course, nothing really interesting has happened for Delta in terms of getting an aircraft swap here. Like we had the CRJ 700 and 900 both fly in previous updates, but the Delta's pretty much been pretty consistent on the CRJ 200 recently. So, still good to get it in here. Of course, this is kind of a glue mess because this model's been glued multiple times and never really done a good job of it, and so that's probably why I should get the new release CRJ 200 that's still available in some places, and I'm considering getting that one, but I'm going to hold back right now in terms of budget. There are some other models that I'd rather get before that, and just looking at money right now, I'm going to need to get a little more of that before I invest in a bunch of models. And of course, I don't have a job or anything for the moment, so I'm going to try to conserve a little money there. I'm not going to buy the CRJ 200 yet, and well, see if it comes. And for now, I'm happy with just this gluey mess of a CRJ 200. Of course, this is still a really nice asset to have for MSB and for Kalamazoo, of course. And here is our special aircraft for the update. American Airlines on June 17th sent an A321, was in the regular delivery with fence tip winglets, LUS, to Kalamazoo. And I'm representing it here with this American A321 in the snap to cancel delivery with sharklets. But wow, it is so crazy to see an A321 fly here. I didn't even know the A321 could fit at Kalamazoo on the runway, but obviously it flew in here, and happy to include this model in the update. So what they did, I believe this is a charter or something. I don't think this is a regularly scheduled flight on A321 here. I believe it was a charter or some kind of repo flight or something. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it was revenue service or not. But I'm guessing because it had 2 flights, it probably was a revenue service of some sort. But in the morning, it flew in from Chicago O'Hare, and then it flew out to Washington, DCA. And this flight is already arrived in from Washington, DCA. Now it is taxiing out for its flight back out to O'Hare. So I'm not quite sure what this is, and I'm guessing it didn't park at the terminal because I think the gates are too small for an A321. So I'm not really sure where this parked, but I just have it taxiing out here. It's taxiing out to the runway before it takes off to Chicago O'Hare. So Interesting flight there for American Airlines, but super glad to get this aircraft in here, and probably the weirdest we've seen yet here at in these Kalamazoo updates. So good to see. And I know I did one of these recently, but this is, I just had to include, I just had to make another update because I needed to include this model. It was very crazy movement here for American, so really cool there. And thank you all for checking out this Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport update, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.